Hey, what's going on, guys? Archer Remark here. I'm back with another Star Wars video. And this is going to be a video response to the Forces with Jesse top 20 figure countdown. And again, I'm using this sort of format that he used where it's basically going to be a mixture of Expanded Universe and the Clone Wars and all 6 live action movies. So, it's a lot of figures to go over, so I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to start with episode 1. We'll go through the movies first. And, got to get a Darth Maul in there. And if you're going to pick one, the Vintage Collection Darth Maul is probably the best. There have been some others, but, you have the whole feature of the lightsaber that can split apart. Because we see him use it both ways, which is very good. The face sculpt, the articulation, everything looks really good. I like the fabric on the robe. It's in general just a really good figure. It's not perfect. There has some drawbacks, but it's a great figure, and it's definitely worth being in a top 20. Certainly for episode 1. Who else could you go with than Darth Maul? Okay, so next we have the Vintage Collection Anakin Skywalker. This is a more recent figure, and I like this because it's episode 1, and it's also a little expanded universe with the accessories, with the lightsaber, and his the training helmet and the training ball here. And I just like all the little details. Again, we're used to the little regular Anakin with, as far as episode 1, more of the sort of Tatooine desert Anakin and pilot Anakin, and we didn't get too many of these figures. There's only one other version of this figure, and that's from the very end of the film. So that's episode 1. Okay, so I'm going to move on to episode 2, and I picked a couple of Jedi for episode 2. I have Barriss Offee, which I just really like this figure. I like the way this figure came out. I love the face sculpt, all the paint apps sort of on her, the markings on her face, and the way the green skin is. I like the mix of the sort of plastic for the robes, and then down here you have the cloth skirt. And I really like this figure. Now, A-list Kura is also right up there, but I think some others have used that figure as well, so I wanted to try and go for some different figures. So something about this figure, all the detail on her belt buckle and whatnot, very cool. Another episode 2, again, as I said, a Jedi, is this guy, Fiek Search, which is one of my favorites. I really love this. I've done reviews on all these figures, but I really enjoyed reviewing this figure. Just the whole look of his face, and the way the cloth, the way the robe falls, they did a good job on this. I love the material, this sort of frayed look to the material. Just a really great figure. These are mostly Vintage Collection figures, so the articulation is great on all these. So really cool. So that's episode 2. That's Fiek Search. Now we're going to go to episode 3, and going to go with the Anakin / Darth Vader figure. I don't know if you could tell, but he's, again, this is near the end of the movie. He's gone over to the dark side. He's got his Sith eyes going there. His hair's all mussed up and from all the flames and the heat of the lava. And again, just the look of the character, the robes are done really well. Again, you have the combination of plastic and cloth, soft goods. It's done real well. The Jedi robe works pretty well. It's, there's always that problem of these robes being too big, but this one, you can get it going pretty well. Just a little bit of effort, you can get it to look right. Just a really good Anakin figure. You got the lightsaber and mechanical hand, all that. Okay, so that's my first from episode 3. Then this one, which maybe is an overlooked figure, I don't know, but this General Grievous figure, which I think is a really great figure. I don't think you could do the figure much better. You know, all kinds of accessories. He's got 2 lightsabers. He's got his blaster pistol. You have this cloth cape, which has the little spots for the extra lightsaber hilt, which he comes with, which is cool. Obviously, you could pull some lightsaber hilts from other Jedi figures and fit them in there, which I think is a great touch. And you have, you know, the markings on the cape on the back looks really nice. It's a great material. And then you have the whole feature where you have the 4 arms and you can connect them together where he has the 2-arm look. And that's a great feature on a figure. You know, great articulation as well as usual. You know, it's a really cool character and just definitely probably the definitive General Grievous, I would think. I don't know if you could do him much better than this. So, really good. Okay. So episode 3, we're really bumping these out. Episode 4 definitely had to go with the Sand Trooper, the most recent Vintage Collection Sand Trooper. People have been raving about this, and I know I did in my review, and so many other people reviewing about this guy. From the weathering and the look of the armor, and you know they got the little probe droid here, and you have the articulated gun with the fold-out stock, which that's crazy. That's incredible that they managed to do that in such a small mini version of this, you know, Stormtrooper blaster. You know, what more can you say about this figure? It's one of the greatest figures that Hasbro has ever produced. You know, you just can't say enough about this guy. You know, this is like, if you see this in a store, pick it up. Pick it up. It doesn't matter if you have one already. Pick up 2, pick up 3. It's worth having. Really incredible. So that's episode 4. My other one, which may be a little different from some others may pick, is this. This is, I forget what, I think this is OTC or, but this is basically like a Vintage Collection old Obi-Wan. And it's a great figure. I just love, I think it's, the soft goods are great. The robe just flows really well. You know, he's got the sort of, you know, force mind trick pose with the hand. He holds the lightsaber good in the other hand. You got this little accessory with his little table from his hut and a little holographic Leia, which I think is really great. And it's just a great figure, and I think it's, as far as an old Obi-Wan, it's definitely the definitive old Obi-Wan. I can't think of a better one. Just I love this figure. Just so I had to pick this one. Okay, we go with that. Episode 4, and then we go episode 5. Again, just like Darth Maul, you can't have a top 20 countdown as far as Star Wars figures without the Fett Man. And this is definitely this figure's been re-released a few times, I believe. And it's like the best sculpted. I think it's really the best Boba Fett there is. If you want just a really good basic figure, basic Boba Fett figure without no, you know, gimmicky, you know, launching rockets or anything like that, this is the one to go with. Just the sculpting, the paint detail, you know, just the cloth little cape here, the jetpack, the weathering just looks so good. All the little details, the dings on the armor and the helmet, and the little blaster pistol, which is removable. Just a great figure. It's Boba Fett, man. You have to have Boba Fett. So that's episode 5, and of course, there has to be at least one Luke in this countdown for me, and the Bespin Luke is probably my favorite. It's always been my favorite of all of the Luke outfits. I always remember when I was a kid, there was the show, The Muppet Show, and Mark Hamill did a guest spot, and there was a running gag where the various Muppets kept asking, "I love your outfit. Who's your tailor?" And I always loved that joke, and it was definitely my favorite episode of that show. I just love this figure. Again, the articulation and, you know, the sculpt of the face. It's just the lightsaber. He's got the blaster. He also comes with the unlit hilt, and just really awesome face sculpt. And it's probably the best Luke, or one of the best Lukes. So that's episode 5. Then we'll go to episode 6. Again, I got to get an Ewok in there. One of my favorites. And, Wicket is great. Again, great sculpt and articulation, all that details. He comes with the extra accessories. So he has 2 separate looks. One is from the animated series. And, of course, you have the movie look. So, so again, you have sort of 2 figures in one. Really great. Got to get an Ewok in there for me. And again, sort of another must. Another figure, the Gamorrean Guard from Return of the Jedi, which everyone raved about. Just the look, the cloth torso here, the skirt, whatever you want to call this, all the weaponry, the details, everything is just down packed. So that's episode 6. We're going to go to Expanded Universe. We have Bastilla Shan, which I love. I mean, it's double-bladed lightsaber, and it's a yellow blade, and it's a female Jedi. And just really awesome. Very cool look. So I think it's, I'm not overly familiar with the Expanded Universe. I don't have too much of the Expanded Universe. One character I am a little more familiar with is Starkiller. Again, the Force Unleashed video games I really enjoy. I think they're a lot of fun to play. And obviously Starkiller is, their main character in that. So, especially this figure. Again, you have the extra accessories, which give him sort of 2 figures in one. And great facial sculpt. If I can get in focus. It won't focus, but we've seen this figure. There we go. So that's Starkiller. Clone Wars. Weirdly enough, I picked 2 figures that recently died. Spoiler alert. In the Clone Wars, you have the Armored Savage Opress. Definitely the better of the 2 versions. It's got the double-bladed lightsaber. It also came with like spear blade weapon. Again, plastic and soft goods combined. Great detail in the armor, all over. Just one badass dude. But he had to go. And then another guy, more recently, again, one of the more recent episodes, Pre Vizsla, who was the head of Death Watch, and now he's just dead. But really cool. I remember when this figure came out, everyone was raving about it in the reviews and whatnot. He's got his blasters and the dark saber, and just great details, articulation, everything. It was one of the best Clone Wars figures ever done. Okay, so there's Pre Vizsla. Now we're going to go into my honorable mentions, and I had to throw in another Luke. This is the Return of the Jedi deleted scene Luke. I just love this guy. Love the outfit, the robe, the little accessories of him constructing the lightsaber. This may be the best sort of Jedi-like Luke Skywalker. It's definitely one of my favorites. Okay, and then we're going to go to the battle damage Darth Vader. Great details on this guy. All the scarring and the battle damage on the armor and the breakaway pieces and accessories. Just all of the little details just make this, again, gotta have a Darth Vader here. So I put him in my honorable mentions. All the tears on the cape and everything, just really great. Okay, we're gonna go. Had to get a Han somehow in here. We're gonna go the Bespin Han, and this is one of the best representations of Han Solo. Period. I think it's a great figure, and I just really love the sculpt and just looks so good. Really good. And then the last figure is the Republic Commando from Star Wars The Old Republic video game. really an amazing figure. You know, the paint apps and details and accessories, and it's just really cool. You know, I couldn't not include this guy somehow. So, just an awesome, awesome figure. Again, another figure that people just raved about. So that's it. I think I got that in. Tried to keep this fairly quick. And there it is, the top 20. This is my picks. 6 movie, Expanding Universe, Clone Wars, and you know that's about it. So again, hope you enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, subscribe. Check out the Forces with Jesse, his original video. I'll link that up below. And yeah, there you go. Top 20. May the Force be with you guys.